Hi friends, please subscribe my channel for technical training and placement related videos. And if you want more updates on my videos, please click on bell icon. Thank you for subscribing.
Hi friends, welcome to Elevate Training Solutions. Today we are going to discuss about factorial program, factorial concept. You know very well, it is very simple, right? As your view, but today I am going to show you the modulations, the various modulations on the factorial concept, how they are going to ask in the interviews. So what is the different ways and what is the different problems are involved in the factorial, right? Let us see that the one by one problem. See, the first find the factorial of given number. That may be is anything, either a for loop or while loop. That is a general program. Generally, up to now, have you seen the same program, right? Right? Have you seen? Yes. Already did the same program in lab and exercises. First, we'll see the general concept. After that, we'll go for the various modulations in the factorial program, right? So here, see the factorial. You know very well the factorial. How we are going to solve that factorial? For example, n factorial. How we are going to solve this n factorial? So 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 and so on, n minus 1 into n, right? Like that, we will solve the factorial of given n number. For example, 5 factorial. How we are going to solve that 5 factorial? 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5, right? Right? So how we solve this problem using Python? See, what you are going to do here? We are going to perform multiplications. Means we're doing the same task repeatedly. We're doing the same task repeatedly, right? When you are going to perform same task repeatedly, then you can opt the iterations. The iterations may be either a for loop or while loop as your wish. Is it clear? When you are going to perform a iterations, means repetitions, then you simply go for the iterations, right? Repeated task. When you have a repeated task, you go for the iterations, right? So, for example, see, n is a input, right? I'm going to the n value. I want to find the factorial of given n value. Okay, so here I'm going to use a for loop. And as you wish, you can use a while loop and we will see all the modulations, right? See, first I'm going to see the for loop. For the for loop, initially the value contains a 1. See, for I in range of. So you should remember one thing: the range functions by default it starts with a 0. So to overcome that, you should mention that the start initialize the value 1. Otherwise, you take the range of n means by default it takes the 0. And as well as you know very well, the range function starts with 0 and ends with n minus 1. But it is required to calculate from 1 to n as your program, right? That is why you should use the n plus 1, right? So each and every time what you are going to do, you are going to multiply with the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So where is the values are available in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the counting? I, right? So here what you need to do? F into I, right? That result you need to store at the F, right? So previous value. So 1 is into 2, 2 into 3, 3 into 4, 4 into 5. Like that, you need to perform the operations, right? Repeatedly. Remember, when you go for the repetition, simply you should use the iterations, right? Then, yes. Then you go for the printing. I hope people are clear with this one. See, 5. 120 is the answer, right? This is the first program. Means generally program what you did up to now. Yeah, in the lab exercises. See, let us see first while loop and for loop. So for loop the program already did, right? So next we will see the while loop. See, I'm going to, yes. Oh, yes. So this is the program. I'm going to save it to, yes. Now we need to convert this program using while loop, right? So how I'm going to do, see, the same thing, whatever use that f is 1, and here I need to use a condition, right? While, so I value is reaches to n, means here you need to initialize the I value. To initialize the I value is to 1. So 1 is less than or equal to n. Condition true. When the condition true, then you need to perform the operation, right? So f into I. That's all. Then after that, you need to increment that I value. You may have a doubt, sir. I didn't do the same thing in the for loop. The for loop is a very elegant in a Python, so no need to do the anything. The by default it can move from one value to another value. The self increment is there, but in while loop you have to do because it goes to the infinity loop. Be clear with that. Yes. Okay. Now we'll see the output. 5. Yes, it's working, right? This is the while loop. This is the while loop. These two programs generally you know already, right? So coming to the third modulation using recursion. Using recursion. Recursion means a function call itself is called as recursion. So most of the interviewers ask you to write a factorial using recursion, right? Using recursion is somewhat tough to comparing the while and for loop. See how we're going to solve this problem. Yes. Control is, this is the third program, right? So I'm going to provide all these programs. If you want, you can use it. Okay, see the function, right? So I'm going to write a def function of n is the variable. First, let me clear. What is the factorial of 0? Yes, 1. What is the factorial of 1? 1, right? So I hope you are clear with that. So n equal to 0 or n equal to 1 means simply you need to do return 1, right? So else if it is not 1, if it is 2, if it is 3, so if it is 3 means 3 into 2 into 1, right? So return what you need to do, you need to perform the particular value into, you just reduce that value. If function is, we will take that, right? Function of, so n minus 1. So don't worry, I will explain this code. That's all. See, for example, you know very well, same thing, n equal to into input, right? So here, after the reading the value, I'm going to use print of function of the n. Now it is going to print that n value. This is clear, right? Yes. So let us see the output. After that, I will go for the explanation. 5 is the input. Got it? So how it will work? See, for example, here if you consider 5, so how it will work? Yes, I'm going to explain. 5 is the input, right? It comes to here. So 5, so n value is 5, right? N is 5, right? When n is 5, the condition is false. N is equal to 0 and n is equal to 1. Condition false. When the condition false, what happened? So it comes to here. N equal to n into function means it is called as a recursion. So you know recursion? A recursion means a function call itself. A function calls itself is called as a recursion. Please note this. The recursion is an application of stack. Recursion is a application of stack. These two things are very, very important. Recursion is a, what is a recursion? Recursion is a function called itself. A function called itself is called as recursion. Recursion is the application of stack. Please remember these 2 points. And you know the stack, right? The stack is a new concept came. So I hope you know already the stack is first in, last out. First in, last out concept is going to use in the recursion. And stack, right? So this is the stack. So I'm simply say that recursion is like your idli bowl. How we are going to arrange your plates in the idli bowl? You just arrange the plates in a idli bowl and can pick which plate first, whichever inserted last, right? That is appear in the top. So you can lift the plate which you inserted the last, right? You can pick the plate and follow the next plates, right? Is this clear? Is this clear? Right. So what I'm going to do here, f function is there, right? So when you call that f of 5, right, it comes to here. Means when it is going to recursion, simply it comes to here, right? So when it executes, see, n value is 5, right? 5 into function of 4, right? Again it comes to 4 into function of 3. Next it comes to 3 into function of 2. Next 2 into function of 1. You know, if n is 1, what happened? It returns 1, right? It returns 1. So when it returns 1 means it returns to 1. Means simply remember, see, this is replaced with 1. 2 into 1, what is the value you will get? 2, right? So this is replaced with 2. 3 into 2, 6, right? This is replaced with 6. 6 into 4, it's replaced with 24, right? 24 into 5. So 120. So finally it returns 120 and it prints 120. Is this clear? It's very simple, right? So you have to remember the 2 points. The first one is a recursion. What is a recursion? Recursion is a function call itself is called as a recursion. First one. The next thing, recursion is the application of stack. Don't forget these 2 options, these 2 top concepts, right? I hope it is clear. Okay. So if you want or if you have any doubts, it just comment under my video. Definitely I'll help you regarding this, your problem. Okay. Na? If you want to analyze, you just go through the again. So you just go back 2 minutes and analyze the program. Is this clear? So this is the program for finding the factorial of given number using recursion, right? So maybe this one is also you may have seen. The next thing, using infinity loop. So what is the infinity loop? You know, if a program is repeated infinity times, you need to stop the program, right? So for that purpose, yes, I'm going to see this one. This one is 4th, right? So don't worry, I'm going to provide all these programs. Okay, now you just use it. See, infinity loop, right? So for the infinity loop, simply I'm going to take this one as true, right? This is the infinity loop. This is the infinity loop. The loop is always repeating. Okay, na? When, if, when your I value is reaches to so n is greater than I means when n value is 6 and sorry when I value is greater than 6 greater than 5 then it reaches here and it stops the program. See, is this clear? This is the infinity loop. I used this is the infinity loop. This is the infinity loop. Infinity loop. Right? So I'm going to stop this program using break. Break is a statement is used to terminate your loop. Is this clear? Okay, so the infinity loop I am going to terminate using infinity loop. So when the loop is going to the statement is executed when suppose your n value is 5, right? So whenever the I value is goes to larger than in n means when 6 is greater than 5 until that the loop is repeat, right? So loop repeats for the 1 2 3 4 5 when 6, so 6 is greater than 5, right? Condition true. When the condition true, it executes a break. So break is a statement to stop the loop. Is this clear? Is this clear? This is the infinity loop. This is the infinity loop, right? Next, we'll see using recursion is over, using infinity loop is over. Check the given value is in factorial number series or not. For example, sir, what is that given series in the factorial or not? Means, see, yes, okay, we'll take that second program. Yes, this is the factorial program, right? Generally. So, for example, my number is 29. Is in the factorial series or not? Okay, is in the factorial series or not? You know very well the factorial series contains 24 only. 24 only. But after the 124, 120. You don't have a 29. But you know that. But if you take these 129, 678, is the factorial series number or not? You want to know. If yes, you need to print the particular series value. Suppose 24. So it is not right. If is suppose n value is 24, then you need to print the 4 is the output. Otherwise, you need to print the next value. So 24, 29, right? So what is the next value? 120. So what is the 120 value? 5. You need to print the 5. So you should print the no and 5. Yes, and print the 4. Right? Is this clear? That is your task. That is your task. So for that reason, we need here infinity loops. Here we need infinity loop. Because we don't know that value, that we don't know that n value, right? So here what you need to do, you just repeat the same thing until n value reaches to see, simple thing, very simple. Here I don't know that n value, you just keep on calculating. Whenever your n is less than or equal to I, less than or equal to I, oh sorry, less than or equal to f, then you need to stop the loop. Sir, what is the n value? Suppose n value is 24, right? So n value is 24 is less than or equal to f value is also 24, then you need to stop the process. Suppose n value is 29 less than or equal to 24, condition false, right? It keep on moving. So when it is goes to 120, then you stop the process. Okay, now after this, you need to check that value is equal to factorial or not. So for that purpose, see, I'm going to use print, sorry, if statement, right? If f is equal to n, then both are equal. Then print yes, and you need to print that the I value. You need to print the I value where it is calculated, right? So else print. Now this time no, right? When it is no, you know very well you need to go for the next value. Next value. Semicolon is not required. It is not C language, right? Is this clear? If it is 29, then it goes to the next value. See, let us see what is the output of this program. This is the fifth modulation, right? Fifth modulation. Is this clear? Right? So if we execute the program, 24 is the output. See, yes, but it printed 5, right? Why? The reason is here it goes for the increment, right? It goes for the increment. The increment is need to do after the value checking. After the value checking. See. Then 24. Yes, 4. For example, if your value is 59. No, but 6. Why? No. So here no need to use this one because it goes to that value only, na? See, 126. 126 means generally 120, right? 6 factorial is 720, right? Now it is clear, right? Is it clear? So even because it goes for the I equal to I plus 1, it is going to the next value only. So 120 when it will come 120 after I goes to increment only, na? I goes to increment only. That is why we'll get 120 here. Is this clear? Is this clear? This is the program print a value in factorial series. Factorial series. Right? If it is not, it goes for the next value. Maybe they may ask that the previous value also. When you ask the previous value, then for this case you go for the -1. Okay. For this case, you go for the -1, then you'll get the previous value. Okay, they may ask some tricky, just changing the same factorial program. They're going to in the various modulations, right? Yes. Next, print the last digit of n factorial. Last digit of n factorial. Okay, na? Last digit of n factorial. So you know that very well, the last digit of a n factorial. If you observe the factorial, they are asking the last digit, right? So remember one thing, the last digit of the factorial. What is the fifth factorial? 120, right? 120, right? Please remember that. So fifth factorial is 120. Okay. So I'll tell you one thing. This is very, very easy when you're comparing this program. Yes, we'll open one program that is the same thing. Yes, this is a sixth program, right? Yes. For example, just execute this program. I'll just give the 7 factorial. 5040, right? Yeah. 8 factorial. 40320, right? 9th factorial. Sorry. 9th factorial. Please remember, after the 5th factorial, always the values will get 0 only after the 5th factorial. Is this clear? Is this clear? So simple. You just do one thing here. N is less than 5. And right, n value, when n value is less than 5, then only you go for this process. Otherwise, you simply move to the next one. Yes, I'll tell you. Otherwise, you just make it if n value is greater than or equal to 5. So last digit always print 0. Else only the else part. So you know very well, we have only just 4 3 2 1 0, right? So for that reason, you simply use else, just use a else if. So it's a constant time. Remember, n equal to 0 or n equal to 1. Then what is the factorial? What is the factorial of 0? 1, right? 1, right? Else if n equal to 2. So what is the 2 factorial? Print 2, right? Print 2, right? Else if n equal to 3. What is the 3 factorial? 6, right? 6, right? Last digit only, right? Next, else means it is a less than 5. I mean, greater than 5 means it goes to here. So otherwise it comes to here, right? No need to write that one. So what is the 24? 4 factorial is 24, right? But you need to print the last digit, right? That's all. Your program is over. This is a program is a constant time. This program runs in the constant time, right? So see, if you execute this program, 6 factorial, 720, right? If your factorial is 4, 4 only. Yes, is this clear? So please remember, when you have a n value is greater than 5, greater than or equal to 5, so last digit is 0. Otherwise you go for the 4 cases, right? 5 cases, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 0 or 1, 1. So 2, 2, 3, 6, 4, 4. Simple, right? Yes. So why I'm telling this one? For example, the same program they are going to give, need to find the factorial of 1 million. Then your program doesn't handle the same problem. So 1 million means simply the value is 0. You need to repeat the 1 million times. If you repeat the 1 million times, you will get the time limit exceed. Time limit exceed. Exceed error, you will get it. Right? So it's the constant time, right? Just 1 second is enough to run this program generally. Is this clear? Next, print loss is over. Find the next factorial of given n. So just now we have seen, right? So what is that program? I think fifth program. Next factorial means if you give the n value, so the next one. So S or no is not required. So you'll just remove this one. So only go for the next one, means you just use a less than f. Less than f. That's all. Just do the less than f, then you'll get the next n value. Means suppose 24, even 24. So next value, what is the next value? 120. Here you need to print the f, not I. You need to print the f. Right? Is this clear? Is this clear? Next, program to count the trailing zeros in a factorial of number is a very, very important. How many zeros are there in a given number? Suppose 5 factorial. We'll get the 120, right? We'll get the 120. What is the 6 factorial? 720. 7 factorial, 5040. Just now we have seen. I didn't by head, right? If you come 8 factorial, 9 factorial, 10 factorial. So let us see what is the values of for that. Yes. See, if you run this program, what is the 8 factorial value? 40320, right? I'm just writing the same 40320. So 9 factorial, 3628, 3628 and 80, right? And next, 10 factorial. See, 3628 800. 800. If you observe this one minute. See here 1 trailing edge 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, here 2. Please check one thing. Only you know that how many zeros you need to find. How many zeros you need to find? Simple. You just n by 5. N by 5. Then you will get that how many zeros are there. It's very, very simple. See, I'm going to explain this one. So 20, right? 20 by 4. 20 by 4. So 20 by 5. What is the value you'll get it? 4, right? See, 4 zeros are there. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's very easy, right? Only the thing is, you need to, how many multiplies of 5s are there? Why? Means 5 into, means 5 multiplies. Simply knows that how many zeros are there. How many 5 multiplies? 21. Even 21 also, it contains only 4. See. Is it clear? The floor of the value. See, now the program is very easy now. Yes. F5. Sorry. 30. See. 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? Clear? So multiples of 5. 5 multiples. 5 multiples. See, for 25. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? For 23. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is this clear? Multiples of 5. 5 multiples. How many 5 multiples are there? That is the concept. You know very well, it's a simple calculation. The next problem, print the last 2 digits of n factorial. Just now we've seen when a value is more than 10. More than 10. Simply, you will get that 2 zeros only. Right? When a value is more than 10. For example, if your n value is 11, then simply your answer is 0, 0 only, last 2 digits. Because when a value is, n value is greater than 10, then your last 2 digits is 0, 0. Right? When your n value is greater than 5, greater than or equal to 5, then greater than or equal to 5, last digit is 0. Just now we see in the program. The same program you apply here. Is this clear? I hope this class is useful to you. And the next class and the next session, we'll see the various modulations in the prime number modulations. Okay, thank you. So please subscribe my channel, and this is the video is useful to all the interviews, not only for any particular. So it is very useful to all the interviews. Okay, thank you very much.
Hi friends, please subscribe my channel for technical training and placement related videos. And if you want more updates on my videos, please click on bell icon. Thank you for subscribing.